Grab those practice knives. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing started with these practice knives that we got right here. Now, remember, these are not toys, so we're not playing around with them. They are weapons, so they need to be treated like such, all right? So we are going to go ahead and get started with all of this. So what I need you guys to do is we're gonna go through the strikes, all the blocks, and then we're adding in some extra stuff, all right? So grab it in your right hand, just like we always do. All right, and we're gonna go through all of our strikes that we've learned. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you flip it around, and 12. Good. So grab it again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you flip it upside down, and 12. Good. And then reset it. All right. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and flip that around. 12. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flip, 12. Awesome. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flip, 12. Good. Remember your footwork. We're not just standing still, doing nothing. We have to have our footwork, so every time we move, we take that step out, right? We're on that V, just like we did with our stick defense, everything that we did with our sticks. All right, it's the same stuff. Let's do it again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. Good. Excellent. All right. I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's do it one more time, and then we're going to switch over to our blocks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. Good. All right. Let's switch over to our blocks now. Switch over to our blocks. So, open hands. Remember, if I'm attacking you from this side with number 1, we gotta intercept it. So if I turn this way, nothing's gonna happen. I gotta turn towards the blade, all right? So 1, and through. Then we got 2, the opposite side, 2, and through. 3, we bring our right hand down, left hand up. And then 4 is the opposite side, left hand down, right hand up. 5, we sweep it to the side. And 12, we high block and around. That's all over the blocks. Let's do it again. So we got 1, sweep, 2, sweep, 3, block, 4, block, 5 to the side, and 12 up and around. Good. Excellent. All right, we're going to keep going. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. Awesome. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. Good. Remember, when you do 5, you're not going towards your body, you're going away from your body. You don't want that knife close, so you're trying to get it out here, not towards your body. All right, let's go again. Ready? 1, block, sweep. 2, block, sweep. 3, block. 4, block. 5, away from your body. Logan, the opposite way, sir. Thank you. Get away from your body, not towards it. And 12. Draw that C. Good. All right. So those are all the blocks that we have been going over. We had all of our kind of techniques that went with it, right? So for 1, we bring it around, and then we use the video game controller up. Same with 2, just the opposite way, right? We got 3 where you did the block and the press. 4, we kind of did the same thing, but instead of going straight up and down, we went at an angle. So we went sideways. 5, we brought it out. Same thing as 1 and 2, brought it around. And 12, we brought it around, back into them, or bringing it back this way to keep it nice and strong, all right? So those are all the ones we've gone over the past couple of weeks, all right? So today, we're gonna go over a couple that we're gonna go in slow motion, but they're takedowns, meaning that the attacker, whoever is attacking you, is getting taken down to the ground, all right? Now, obviously, we can't really do these at home. You can go through the motions with me, all right? But this is gonna be for like, I'm gonna have Mr. Churchman here as my model so you guys can see what the takedowns are gonna be looking like, all right? A lot of this stuff is gonna be you guys watching. That way you can see how it's done correctly. I'm gonna do it a lot of times, many different ways, different like positioning. That way you guys can see it all the way around, all right? This is very important that you pay attention to this because this stuff is very, very important for you guys to know. This stuff can keep you safe. All right, so we're just gonna go off of that number 1 strike. Remember number 1, coming out and straight down, right? So Mr. Churchman attacks me. Bam! I still do the same block, right? But this time, instead of me coming here and stopping, I'm going to come in with my other arm and I'm going to step behind him. From here, I got control of the knife with this hand. All I'm doing is I push him over and he's going down to the ground. All right, so if I scoot back so you guys can see where he's going. Again, he attacks, I block, I press, I bring it up and around, knocking him off balance here. I bring my hand across, I'm going across the shoulders, and I go down, just like so. All right, so on this side this time, so you guys can see what my other arm's doing. So when he attacks, and I come around, I'm rotating it back still, but I'm going to bring this hand out with me as I step behind his leg, right? So I'm not stepping on this side of his leg, because now it's a battle for who has more power to get down, all right? I'm trying to get him off balance, so that's why this is important. Now he's off balance. So when I step through, I step behind, all I have to do is turn, and down he goes, all right? So it's very important that you're doing this stuff because getting them off balance helps you to take them down, all right? I'm gonna have him stand in front this time. Like I said, I'm gonna do it a whole bunch of different ways. So when he attacks, I step through, around, watch him go off balance, ready? See how his body's not in a regular place? That's where you want it. So when I step through, that's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot, all right? Awesome. All right, so that's the first one. All you're gonna do, if I was doing this in the air, when I block and I bring it around, I'm still grabbing and bringing it up like we have been doing, right? That same thing, but this time, my right hand, the one that I blocked with, I'm going to step forward and across. Then all I'm doing is twisting this way. Twist, all right? So the hand with the knife goes into my left hand. After I bring it up, I keep it with my left hand. My right hand shoots out, and I twist my body down. All right? So that's how this is going, this takedown. All right? Again, Mr. Churchman's here with me, so I'll use him. All right? So I come in, I block, and I press. I bring my other hand over, and I'm grabbing it. From here, I bring it up and back, knocking him off balance. Good. From here, my right hand, the one that's closest to his belly, I'm going to step forward and shoot it across his shoulders. From there, all I'm doing is twist my arm down, and he'll go down. All right? So that's how it works. That's how that one works. It's using them going off balance against themselves, okay? That's why this one's very, very important. And of course, we want to be nice to our helpers. We want to be nice and not hurt anyone, all right? So that's why we're going slow, all right? So again, like I said, I'm doing a lot of showing you what it looks like. That way you kind of see what it looks like, all right? Because, like I said, not all of us have people that we can take down to the ground. So we want to be safe and kind of follow along, all right? So again, when he attacks, I'm blocking here. I bring it around. I'm grabbing on top, pushing off balance. As I go off balance, I bring it in, and all I do is take him down like a ballerina. Good. So that's the number one, all right? So do it in the air if you can. Do it in the air if you can. So I block, I bring it around, I grab, and I push him over. That right there pushes him off balance. I step forward, put my hand out, and then I take him down. Yes, good. And make sure you keep hold of the knife hand with your left hand. That's important. If I'm going up against Mr. Churchman, right, and I don't secure that other hand, I get here, and then I just kind of let go. Well, now look, that knife is all nice and free. He could do a whole bunch of things to make sure I don't take him down. All right, so you have to, yeah, exactly. You have to make sure you keep this hand nice here in control, because if I have this hand under control, it's a lot harder for him to do anything to me with that knife. All right, so keep control of that knife hand the entire time. Whatever you do, keep it in your hand. Good, a few more chances. We're gonna do it one more time in the air, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, so I block, I press, I grab it, I bring it up, and that's where they're off balance. Now I step forward and shoot my hand out, and I press down. Yes, good, 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 good. So that is what that one looks like. All right, so you guys can practice it a couple more times if you like. Make sure you guys get the hand movements down, and then we're gonna move on. So the next one we're gonna do is off of a number 2 strike, a number 2 strike. All right, so off of a number 2 strike. So remember, number 1, you start on this side. Number 2, you use your other hand, right? So I'm going to block and bring it around. From here, look, he's already not liking this, right? So number 2 is a very, very easy one, because all I have to do is bend over with his hand, and he's gonna go down. You guys see that? So what I'm doing, if we move closer to the camera for everyone to see, is I bring it from here, right? And all I'm doing is twisting my wrist towards him. All right, so my hand, I'm trying to touch this part of his hand to his wrist right here. That right there does not feel good. Does that make sense? So the more you do that, the more you're gonna feel it, right? So even just go like this for me. Make your hand go like this. Now try to push your wrist to your hand to your wrist. You guys feel it right in here, all that stretching and everything? Now imagine doing that and your arms up here and trying to do that. It's a wrist lock, all right? It's locking your wrist in a way it doesn't want to go. So that's why that works so effectively. So again, number 2, he comes in. Watch out, I use the wrong hand. I block, and I bring it around, and I bring it in, just like we've been doing with number 2. All right, and all I gotta do is twist my hand in, all right? So when I twist my hand in, down like this, ready, watch my hands. So my thumbs are on top, right? I do that. That's all I do, right there. Boop. The more I do that, the more his wrist is gonna not like it. All right, so again, it's the block, around, grab, up, and then down. All right, so again, we're gonna do it again for you guys. Block, around, grab, and down. Good. So if I go on this side, number 2, strike, around, and down. All right, and it's very easy to do this one because I can keep going, right? I can go down and then grab, and I'm already there, so I can around as quick as I can, right? If I go quick and I go around, and I can go straight into it, right? You see how his body's already going down? That's because I already started, all right? You just, like I said, we're being slow, that way we're being careful with people. So again, I block, around, grab. And all I'm doing is pushing down. Try that a few times. I want you guys to do this too, that way you're getting the movements down, all right? Don't just sit there and watch me do it. I want you guys to try and do it as well, all right? So I block, around and grab, and then I push down with my thumbs. All right, make sure you move your body still. We're not staying here because again, if I try to do this and the knife is right here, he could still get me. So I got to move my body out of the way when I do this. All right, very, very important. That's what we do. So we block, around, grab, and push down. Good. Block, around, grab, push down. Excellent. Keep going, keep going. Good. So, now what if your partner or your attacker is bigger than you, right? Well, it's a lot harder for you to do it if he's bigger than you, right? If his hand's way up here when you're doing it, it's a lot harder for me to take him down, right? He's stronger. Well, I need to get my partner down to my level. You guys remember last week what we talked about, the distractions? You have to use distractions. You see this knee right here? If he's attacking me, I can side kick it right there. And look, his knee goes down. Now, he's smaller, so I can take him down the way I need to. All right, so use distractions, whatever they may be. Put it in the middle of it. So I get here, bam, and then do it. All right? So what you're doing is it's a side kick. Exactly, you bring it in, you side kick them. Right? If their knee is facing towards the mirrors or the camera when you guys do it and their knee's sideways, it's not going to feel very good. They're going to do it involuntarily, right? Because that doesn't feel very good. All right? So no matter what you do, you want to make sure you're taking the knee out. That way you can take them down easier. All right? Bam. Yeah. Good. All right. So our last one that we're going to be going over, we're going to do we'll just go in order and do a number 3 strike. All right, so next week we'll do 4, 5, and 12. All right, so number 3 strike, he comes in. I need a block, right? Well, this right here, sometimes that's not enough. So what you're going to do is,
switch sides.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. All right, so again, he comes in with that number 3. Bam! Sometimes that's not enough. I don't know someone that is crazy enough to not have that work because you're literally breaking the elbow when you do this here. That's why that's effective. But let's say that's not going to be effective, all right? What you're going to do is from there, you're going to turn it down like this, all right? So what I did was I rotated his wrist for him to make it go down, all right? So I go from wrist up here, rotate. So if I go sideways, I went like this, and then I use my forearm to rotate it down. Does that make sense? So we'll move it closer this way. So he comes in, I block, I'm using my wrist to rotate it down. So yep, and then, so what I'm gonna do from here, my hand that's up high, I'm going to turn and put it on his back, just like so. And now look, I got his whole arm under control. He can't really do anything to me from here. All right, so I can go down or I can move him wherever I want to. All right, so that's the next one, whatever we're doing. So when you do it, remember that the arm that's closest to your attacker is down. So, yep, I want my hand that's closest to his hand up. So you should look kind of like this. From here, the back of your hand, I'm using that to push his arm down. Good. From there, the hand that's up right now, this one that's in here by his elbow, that's the one I'm going to put on his shoulder. So from here, I just turn and put it on his shoulder. Notice he already moved forward. That's because this is not a very comfortable positioning. All right, so let's try it from this side so you guys can, again, see all directions. So he comes in, I block. From there, I twist and put my hand right on his shoulder. That's where you want it. And again, if your partner is crazy taller than you, you can still distract him from here. Look, my knee and his knee are right next to each other. Push his knee out and then go into it. All right, so if I have you on this side, so he comes in, I block, our knees are right there. You push in on it and they go off balance. And that will make it easier to get into that. So what I'm doing with my knee is I'm going effectively into a really bad front stance when I do it, right? I'm using my front knee and I'm pushing it in like a really bad front stance. And that's how I'm getting someone off balance with that one, all right? So again, number 3, make sure we're focused, not playing with the cameras. He comes in, I block, I press. From here, my knee goes into his knee, and I bring it up and around. That way he can't mess with me, no matter what he does, really. He can try as much as he wants to get out of this, and it's not gonna work. Does that make sense? No matter how hard you try, if you have a good position on his shoulder with your hand, and you're controlling the knife hand, they will not go anywhere, all right? So, I'll do it one more time. He comes in, I block, I press, I knee to get him off balance. You guys see how his front leg kind of wants to go back? And then I cover. Good. Excellent. All right, so in the air, so you guys can kind of see it in the air. So when I block and I press, I push, again, doing a really bad front stance. I push forward, this hand goes down. So I bring my hand here around, and I'm resting it on their shoulder with this hand on their knife hand on their back. All right, so really my hands are doing this. I know it feels very weird in the air because it feels like you're not doing anything, but when you're going up against an attacker and you're doing this whole thing, it turns into a real move, right? I'm going around and I'm putting my hand on his shoulder and on his hand to keep him from attacking me. That's how this one works. All right, so remember, that's all we're doing this wise, but whenever you are dealing with knives, this is a very dangerous weapon. All right, knives are dangerous, right? That's why we don't mess with them like real ones at home, and we don't do anything unless we're supposed to with knives because they're very dangerous. All right, this stuff I'm teaching you, I hope you never ever have to deal with. I really swear to everything out there, hope you never have to deal with a person with a knife. I'm teaching you this stuff to keep you safe if it ever happens. All right? That's why this is very important, because I want you guys to be safe. That's why we take this stuff seriously. All right? Because if it comes to a knife fight and they just want your money and your wallet, just give it to them and go away. You can always get a new phone. You can always replace everything in your wallet. That stuff is not as important as your life. All right? If you can get away with your life, make sure you do so. Don't try to be smart and they ask for money and wallet and you try to take them down and then something happens and you're not here anymore. I don't want that, right? This stuff that I'm teaching you is if that's not enough. If they don't want just your money, if they don't just want your wallet or your phone, your keys, whatever it is, if that's not the only thing they want, this is where this comes in, right? I want you guys to be safe. So that's why we're teaching you this stuff. Other than that, that's going to be everything that we're going over today. All right, so next week is our last week of all this knife defense stuff. So we're going to be going over 4, 5, and 12 with the takedowns, just like we did with 1, 2, and 3 today. All right, so tomorrow I'm going to go over the same stuff. So if you guys want to get on tomorrow and follow along, you guys feel free to do so. But other than that, that's going to be everything for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me.